Thyroid hormone reaches a target organ via binding to the thyroid binding globulin, prealbumin, or the albumin, as we have seen in the previous video. Now, the thyroid hormone binds with the thyroid binding protein T3, T4 and reaches the cell through the blood. In the cell, it converts into T3, which is the active form of thyroid hormone. Then it stimulates the DNA, which further stimulates the transcription factor and lead to synthesis of the proteins. The synthesis of proteins stimulate the ATP pump and also increase mitochondria in size as well as number. Increase in mitochondria size and number lead to increased metabolism of the cell. Increased metabolism of the cell needs more oxygen usage, it produces more heat and hence more ATP is used. Second target organ is the liver. In liver, the T3 T4 organ lead to glucogenolysis, means the breakdown of glycogen to produce glucose. It also leads to gluconeogenesis, means formation of glucose from other than glycogen factors such as amino acid, glycerol, or triglycerides. In the heart, the thyroid hormone stimulate the myocardium of the heart, which stimulate the SA node of the heart, which leads to increase in BP, increased cardiac output, and increased heart rate. In the central nervous system, the thyroid hormones lead to myelination of the nerve cells. These stimulate the dendrite formation as well as lead to faster action potential transfer as well as aid in synapse formation. The thyroid hormone in bone keeps a balance between the osteoblastic as well as osteoclastic activity. Osteoblastic activity leads to formation of bone cells, whereas clastic activity leads to resorption of the bone cells. These both contribute to the endochondral ossification. The growth at the epiphyseal plate leads to increase in length, which leads to interstitial growth. Hence, it helps in bone remodeling as well as in growth and lengthening of the bones. In the adipose tissue, the thyroid hormone lead to lipolysis, means breakdown of triglycerides into fatty acids and glycerol, which are further used to produce glucose by gluconeogenesis. In the muscle, it helps in the protein catabolism to formation of essential amino acids and anabolism formation of proteins from amino acid. Mainly, it aids in catabolism. In GIT, thyroid hormone stimulates secretion of gastric juices. It stimulates in smooth muscle activity of the GIT and helps in motility of GIT. Now let's look at the clinical aspects in hyperthyroidism. It is known as Graves' disease. In it, antibodies are produced against the thyroid stimulating hormone. As you can see in this picture, a patient with exophthalmic goiter, exophthalmic hyperthyroidism as well as goiter. There is bulging of the eyes and retraction of the superior eyelids. Her basal metabolic rate was plus 40. We can also see some goiter and swelling in the midline of the neck, exophthalmic eyes, and the swelling of goiter. Iodine deficiency can also cause goiter. In goiter, there is swelling of the thyroid gland due to overworking. This is mainly seen in the heavy, hilly areas where there is a deficiency of iodine in their diet. Now, hypothyroidism in children, it is known as cretinism. In it, there is a decreased basal metabolic rate which leads to stunted growth, mental retardation, disproportionate body size means either hands could be small and legs could be long, or hands could be normal size and legs could be short. And these are reproductively not fit. These thyroid drafts are reproductively not fit. We can also see a protruding tongue. In adult, hypothyroidism leads to myxedema. In myxedema, there is an edematous appearance of the face, a feeling of swelled face, anemia, fatigue, and increase in weight. These patients are intolerant to cold and may develop atherosclerosis, means obstruction in the pathway of blood.